Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, our goal is to put the brand new HKS 2.2 liter engine that we've been building at Yashio factory in this engine bay. Daiki's plans are early next week to test the car, and we don't have much time left. So let's go back to Yashio factory and get his engine done.終わった？あ、じゃあもう一回しよう。What we're doing now is checking the height with the guide shims or the locator shims and the normal shims. You want to make sure nothing is within 0.10 is the max between the two. Ideally, you want them to both be even, but they can be the tiniest bit out. So we zero it on one, and then we move it over to the other side. So 0.05 is within spec.
Yay!
So we're good. This is a really cool little tool because it uses it has like the same shape as a lifter, so it just goes in the lifter port and you're able to go between each of the top of the shims in the center. You just lift it, move it to the next one, and it kind of has the same base. You just make sure this is pushed down the whole way. It's a really cool way of measuring between the two, and that will really help and make sure that your rockers don't fall off. It's pretty cool. I need to get myself one of these for sure. This is the final step to closing Daiki's engine officially. The build is done the moment this goes on, Daiki.
Yay! ありがとうございます。
We need a bottle of champagne and like crack it over it. Like,
oh my.
You know? They do that with boats, I think. Close enough. SRs kind of sound like a ship or a boat. SR's not the best sounding engine, but they definitely are a punchy, talky monster. That's for sure. Anyways, I'm excited to get this thing done and finished and out of here. Oka-chan had to leave. I'm sure you guys already know the news, but Imai-san, B Racing, passed away recently. Rest in peace. Oka-chan's on his way to his funeral / after party, and he left us at the shop. We're gonna finish this up, lock up the shop and head back, and then tomorrow we'll start working on getting this thing in Daiki's car. I stopped filming halfway through today just because the main goal was to try and get this done as quick as possible. And obviously getting the head on and all the accessories sorted and a bunch of cleaning of like old RTV off the old water pump and things like that. Things like that, just time consuming and tedious. So everything's all buttoned up now. Last thing for us to do is figure out how we're gonna get this in the car. I was just like thinking, since Oka-chan's left, I was like, oh, there's only 2 of us to move this engine out. But there's all these cars in the way. So I'm gonna have to probably move all the cars just so we can get the engine out of the shop and in the back of Daiki's car. Hey Daiki, how was the SR rear swapped van? Was it good?
Good.
Good drive home? Let's get this pink engine out of here. I wish I remembered to set up the camera and record this, but when you got 3 mates, you can just pick up an SR straight out of the back and put it right there. Good stuff. Someone told me that YouTube magic means that we don't even have to work on this anymore. We're just gonna flick our fingers and it's gonna be in your bay. All right, 3, 2, 1. No, that's not how it works. We are now done with fitting everything to the engine that we can before it goes into the bay. At this point, we've just got to pick it up and plonk it in there. Afterwards, we'll get the clutch on and whatnot. Something interesting, if you guys are ever wondering, Daiki's switching to an ORC clutch this year because more power, more torque with the 2.2. But because he runs a 350Z transmission, a CD one, he has to use a 6-speed clutch, which just spaces things out a little bit, right? The 6-gear one. Now, the Nismo 6-speeds use these small flywheel bolts, but the ORC one uses the factory stock flywheel bolts, which are way longer, almost double the length of these ones. So we can't put this on today. We'll have to go pick some up from Nissan tomorrow. But for the most part, we are all good. We've got the adapter plate and everything on there. We can do the rest of that in the car. Also, one thing I want to point out is this little guy here. This is looping the heater hose water system here. That's going to end up meaning that the head's going to get the correct amount of water and stuff like that. And it's just the simplest, easiest way. Also, if ever he wants to use this engine for hook up a heater, he can just disconnect that and hook it all up. We also made this little bracket here to help support everything because the normal one that goes from here to here was missing. But yeah, we got it all done. Got a brand new radium fuel rail in there with some brand new Dishworks 1000cc injectors. This car is going to do great. Obviously, massive thank you to Radium and Dishworks for helping out, supplying some parts as well for Daiki's build. And of course, I cannot stress this enough to you guys, but the whole reason why Daiki is able to have this engine, get it done as quickly as possible, and put it in his car so that he can make the first round of D1 lights is purely because of Okachan. And it would mean the world to me if you guys could go and show your love and support to Okachan for his world time attack endeavors this year. It is no cheap endeavor to pack up everything that you have here, tools, everything, bring a team with you and everything to Australia and put everything in a shipping container. Like literally he has to bring everything on top of his car, and to get that to Australia to run for a couple days and try to get a good time on a crazy big track that he's never driven before is no small thing. So if you guys want to show support and get yourself some sick Yashio factory merch, now would be the time to do it. Whether you want to get the World Time Attack support packs that he has available with brand new hoodies and shirts, it comes with a shirt and a hoodie and a keychain, I think, or just go give him some love and buy a bunch of his other parts. If you want to get a set of real Yashio factory harnesses, water pump pulleys, power steering pump pulleys, any of his other stuff, good time to go do that. And yeah, I cannot stress this enough, but because of Okachan, I've been able to accomplish a lot here in Japan through that relationship. So it would mean the world to me if you guys go show him some love. Now, on that note, we definitely need to pick this little pink thing up and place it into there. Once Daiki gets his old power steering rack out, he's got to pull this out and put a new one in. Jan, 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 jan. What do you think, Daiki? Yeah. Look how good it looks. Yeah. The pink and the blue looks great. I like that the engine bay is black because it makes the engine stand out. We are hoping to change to an electronic throttle body after round 1, so that's why this is clean, but that's not clean. We need to clean off Daiki's fingerprints there. But this will have a nice, fresh electronic throttle body at some point after round 1, which means we'll also be able to get rid of this bracket and a bunch of other stuff. But for now, this is gonna be okay. It's what we can do. Otherwise, everything's looking good. Ignore my piece of 2x4 that's keeping the engine in the correct position. We will hook up the clutch and transmission tomorrow once we get the flywheel bolts from Nissan. Otherwise, yeah, that's that. It looks like our brand new wiring harness isn't gonna arrive in time for round 1 too. So we're gonna make do with this harness, and I'm gonna go through everything, and that's gonna be fun.
I should say thank you to everyone.
Yeah. This is an example of his wiring harness in this car. This wasn't Daiki's wiring, by the way. This is how he bought the car, and he paid a decent amount of money for this car. But just so you know, these plugs are for the passenger side light, right? And instead of just having one length of wire, there's one length connected there, another length in the same wire, another solder point there, another solder point there, Oh, another solder point and a color change here. Another solder point color change there. So, more solder points, doubles up here, and then another solder point. So you can understand that, like, if this is what the lights wiring is, the rest of the wiring is a little... What's the word, Daiki? PG. It's gonna be PG.
PG?
No, PG means like no swearing.
No
swearing. So no like F word or something. So I'm asking you for like, what's the English word for how bad that is?
What the fuck?
Okay. Anyways, all things considered though, everything's in here and we'll get everything tidied up and we'll get it running well and then we'll be able to spend some time on it after round 1. It's just how it is and yeah, I'm excited for you, man. Finally a good engine.
Arigato.
We got a lot of other parts arriving tomorrow and the day after, changing to electronic fans, the Dendo fans. Oh, sorry, that's Japanese for electronic. What is wrong with my brain right now? I'm not feeling that great, so my brain's a little slow. But yeah, otherwise, everything's gonna go in here. We're gonna get everything done up. Turbo, we're waiting for the rear housing, which should arrive tomorrow or Saturday. So that's gonna all sit on there. We're going with a big G3770. Thing's gonna rip. It's gonna be good. We got all the lines already set up. We cleaned off everything we could. It's gonna be good. Get this thing running great. I'm excited. Well, I've said that like 20 times now, but I really am excited.
Excited.
Yeah. Ooh. Look at this big boy. Ooh. G3770.
Yeah.
This turbo might seem a little big, but this is a 2.2 liter, and we want to make a bit more power than what a 660 would do. We are going to be running a 0.83 rear housing, which should be enough. This thing should probably feel like, you know, like an old school TD06 kind of setup. But we don't have the rear housing just yet. I still just want to get an idea of how big. Oh
my god, that's big.
Hang on. Now we have to get a good idea. Give me 5 seconds.
Yes.
I went and grabbed the 0.1 AR rear housing just to get an idea of how big this turbo is and where it's going to sit. This is big. So obviously going to a bigger turbo means we're going to sacrifice a little bit of mid-range. This isn't even going to go on. This is in the way. Let me just, push that out of the way. There we go. We're going to sacrifice a little bit of bottom end, which is okay because our goal is that we're going to put an electronic throttle body on this and use anti-lag. So that's going to save us a little bit there. But this looks so cool, Daiki. I'm so hyped. So hyped that you're getting this. Let's get this V-band clamp on and then take a step back. I bet you it's looking really good from your view right now because you're holding the camera, right?
Yeah.
Does it look good?
やばいよ.
Pass me the ratchet though.
So big. やばい.
That's what she said.
Nice.
Daiki's so excited, he's like whispering sweet things to this turbo.
Yeah.
This makes a G25 look tiny, and a G3660 is what it looks smaller too. This is massive. I love it though. This is so cool. So this gives us. It's so big. Dude, how does it go to that? Like, hang on a second. So how the naming convention works with the Garrett turbos is when we say G3770, the G30 part refers to the rear turbine. The 770 refers to the front compressor housing. So the 770, I think there's even a G3900 Daiki.
No.
So you could still have the G30 turbine with a 900 front compressor housing, which is wild. Anyways, so this is a 770 front compressor housing. Let's go look at a G3660. It still looks like a baby. This looks tiny.
Oh.
This is like this is a little G3660, and I thought I was ballsy putting it on this. Huh. Interesting.
全然違うね。How?
That's a G3660.
Yeah.
Like that's what I have on my Skyline too.
Maybe
we should
you
put
should.
770
Yeah,
on this.
yes, yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. Maybe we should change to a 770 on this. Maybe this is a little too small. I mean, we're making 500 even, so I'm happy, but
Yeah.
maybe. Huh. And then this is the G25 550. This thing looks like a baby in comparison. Look at the difference.
Yay!
And then this is where things get interesting, right? So this is an old TD06 that Daiki used to run. Look how tiny the rear housing is. This is like a 0.20 rear housing on this. I don't know how this functioned, but look how big this is. And I measured it. Having a look at the TD06 and comparing it to this, it's hard to tell, but this may be slightly bigger, this compressor wheel. Without taking the front compressor housing off, it's hard for me to measure the inducer and everything like correctly. But just from looking at it and lining this up and this actually still looks a little smaller, which is mind-blowing to me. So yeah, this is gonna be cool. It's gonna be very cool. Daiki's like a kid in a candy store. Must be the camera right now. You guys, this is what turbos do to people's faces. Look how much he's smiling right now. Everyone needs a Garrett in their life, like for real. I'm excited.
すごい。
So the rear housing is going to be a lot smaller than what this one is right now. This is just me mounting it for testing purposes. But that's going to look so good. Yeah, just a little... He's so excited.
It's gonna be so fast.
Yeah, it's also going to be like...
Oh.
Nah, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Probably like 4,500 RPM this will come on real strong, which is kind of normal for an SR. Like how everyone used to drive SRs, even still today, they use like a TD06, just that same big turbo, which is very similar to this. So it's the same thing, 4,500 RPM comes on. Same as what my old HKS 37 something on that used to be on my car. I used to have one of the old HKS kits. And that was about the same. So it comes on at like 4,500 RPM, but comes on hard and strong, and it's great. So that's what we're hoping for with this. But yeah, I'm hyped. This looks great. The Artec manifold, everything. We're gonna have to just keep that there. The oil dipstick definitely has to just like, you're off to the side. Anyways, also I added a nice little smiley face there because this engine's always gonna be happy. So we thought the G3770 was going to look big with the SR, but I grabbed the turbo that's going to go on my 2JZ 3.4. This is a G40 1150. Imagine this bad boy here. Daiki's so excited right now. Imagine this, twin turbo.
Oh my god, that's でっかいね.
This is massive. I'm so excited to run this on my 2J. I think it's going to feel really good. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's 3.4 liter 2J, so it's going to be real good. But regardless, I'm excited. This is a big boy turbo. Look how big the turbine is. I think it's a 70 mil. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm excited though.
Show me the V-band.
Oh yeah. There's a freaking V-band that holds the compressor housing on. Look how big this V-band is, guys.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever seen that in my life. This is crazy. This is such, like, I mean, I know Garrett makes way bigger turbos than this, which is insane to think about. This is the biggest turbo I've ever seen and put my hands on. This is nuts. Like, absolutely. Size comparison. Oh, baby. Zen, completely different.
Yeah. めっちゃ大きいよ.
Yeah.
Big.
Very big. Very different. We're gonna put this back in its box because this will come out when the engine gets picked up tomorrow. On these good turbo vibes and Daiki in the background being a kid in a candy store with his new turbo. Do you want some engine with that turbo? Do you understand that? So because the turbo's so big, it's like, do you want some engine with the turbo? Because turbo's so big, you need more engine.
でも 2.2 so
It's good.
もう
Oh man, all these little like things that we say in English that are very hard to translate. I don't even know how to like explain that. Did you just pet your turbo? On that note, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, check out this one here where we build another SR. Good times. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Ciao.